Multinational Del Monte that extends 3 counties, Kiambu, Murang'a and Machakos, is on our radar tonight. This is due to claims of murders of many trespassers by security guards. The High Court has today commenced hearings on the same. And good evening and welcome to this live broadcast. Tonight we have a lot lined up for you. This story and much more coming up. Here are the very top ones.
Joseph Irongo alias Joey found guilty as Jackie Maribe is acquitted of Monica Kimani's murder case. Government's intent to have all parents pay school fees through the e-citizen digital system hits a hard rock. KU's Swahili department celebrates Professor Ireri Mbabu with a book for efforts in establishing the same department. And several operators arrested as Mombasa governor shuts down illegal gas stations in the region.
This is Kutv Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. And Evan Sotiambo is with us in the sign language interpretation. Welcome once again to this live broadcast. We begin. Joseph Irongo, known as Joey, has been found guilty of the murder of businesswoman Monica Kimani, while journalist Jackie Maribe was acquitted and the court, in the ruling rendered by Justice Grace Nzioka, found that businesswoman Monica Kimani did not die a natural death, but was murdered as proven by the prosecution.
The second accused person.
More than 5 years later, justice has finally been served to the family of businesswoman Monica Kimani after Lady Justice Grace Nzioka found Joey, who was the main suspect, guilty of killing their kin Monica Kimani. In her ruling, Justice Nzioka stated that Joey premeditated the murder since he stole the ID of Dominic Bisera 2 days before the murder and used it to access Monica's house. Joey armed himself with a gun before the material day and was seen with a bag which carried a kanzu that he wore later on. The court found Joey guilty as a result of lying, claiming that he didn't know Monica before the murder, yet they were classmates at Kenya Polytechnic. Joey also used a stolen ID to access Monica Kimani's house. From the witnesses, the clothes Joey was wearing implicated him. The court also ruled that Joey was the last person seen with Monica before she was found dead. Jackie Maribe, who was charged alongside Irongo, was however acquitted of the murder charge, Justice Nzioka stating that there was no enough evidence to implicate her. Monica Kimani was a businesswoman who had just returned to the country from South Sudan 2 weeks before her murder. Her body was found in a bathtub in her Lamuria Garden apartment in Kilimani area on September 19, 2018. The two have been in court since 2018, and in the search of justice for Monica Kimani, the case had been postponed 3 times. Joey's bail was thereafter cancelled and he remains in police remand until March 8th, when he will be sentenced. Vivian Opio for KUTV.
The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, that is KUPPET, of Western Branch, has strongly opposed the national government's intent to have all parents pay school fees through the e-citizen digital system without public participation. Similar sentiments were raised by a section of MPs led by Joshua Kimilu, MP Ikaiti constituency. Akida Kasim with more.
Days after the Principal Secretary, Ministry of Education, Belio Kipsang, in a circular dated January 31st, 2024, directing all parents to pay school fees through the eCitizen platform, several complaints from different stakeholders, teachers and parents over the new proposal in the education sector have been reported. Majorly stated that the new proposal will hurt parents.
It has become very unprofessional because Teacher Service Commission is trying to sneak an amendment through the back door. And we have observed the document is very punitive. We as a union, we are saying no to this amendment until such a time that it will receive public participation.
Kaiti Member of Parliament Joshua Kimilu and Makueni MP Susan Kiamba stated that many parents use their farm produce to pay taxes, and thus it will be difficult for those parents to educate their children if this bill is passed.
Sasa hii kodi kila mahali, hata kwa school fees unataka kuchukua kodi. Hiyo ni mbaya sana. Na hiyo ni kunyanyasa wananchi, na tunakuuliza kuachana na hiyo maneno kabisa.
This comes after Justice Chacha Mwita of the High Court on 7th February 2024 suspended the directive by the Ministry of Education, stating that after perusing the pledgings, fundamental questions were raised.
The changes that are taking place are being done without prior information and knowledge to the stakeholders. This, though may have very good intention, is actually very disturbing and confusing to the entire ministry.
The stakeholders now want the government to give further clarification on the proposed amendment in the sector of education. Akida Kasim, Kutv.
That is titled Ukuzaji na Maendeleo ya Kiswahili. The book, which includes several articles from various authors in East Africa, celebrates Mbabu for his efforts in establishing the Swahili department at Kenyatta University, among other achievements. That will be coming to you shortly. We are currently preparing that story, but we now go to Mombasa, where the county governor, Abdul Samad Nasir, has issued a stern warning to all gas filling stations operating in residential areas and those operating without relevant licenses. I beg your pardon. The move comes after an LPG gas plant in Embakasi exploded, leading to loss of lives and destruction of property. Akida Kasim is back with another one.
Mombasa County Governor, flanked by officials from the National Environment Management Authority, Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, together with other county officials, stormed various gas filling stations across the county for inspection on whether they have the valid license to operate the business. As a result, several gas stations operating without the valid documents were shut down and the owners arrested.
It is prudent that when these companies are going to now start supplying gas to outlets that are within residential areas, outlets that are within areas that are of high population, they need to ensure that those particular clients of theirs have full permits.
Following a gas explosion that occurred in Embakasi area last Thursday that has so far left 7 people dead, over 300 other nursing injuries and property worth millions of shillings destroyed. Mombasa governor has strictly emphasized that any company selling, supplying or buying gas should ensure their clients have 4 permits including EPRA license, NEMA license, single business permit from the county government of Mombasa and fire inspection certificate.
We have already written to these companies that are dealing with this, and we're expecting that they will be able to abide. Mambo ya kupatiwa kitu kidogo, wache watu wafanye na mambo kwamba yataweza kuhatarisha maisha ya watu, needs to cease, ni lazima iweze kusimama.
Governor Abdul Samad Nasir put on notice all corruption individuals who are taking the county for granted, stating that inspection exercise will continue till all the gas filling stations that are operating without license are tamed. Akida Kasim, Kutv.
We move from Mombasa to Siaya, where the governor, James Orengo, says that Siaya County is in urgent need of investors who will transform the economic sector in the area. Ugunja, member of parliament, who accompanied him during the opening of the cooperative of a cooperative bank branch in the area assured investors of adequate security.
Governor James Orengo has stressed the need of investors in the county as a way to develop the economic sector and improve the lives of the residents. Speaking at the opening of a new cooperative bank branch in Ugunja, he welcomed the investors to his county. The governor noted that there are many opportunities to be explored by the residents and investors, adding that the just completed rice mill in the area is a great opportunity for farmers and it needs more rice production, therefore urging more residents to involve themselves in rice farming.
We have to attract investment, and I've been making this point everywhere I go. In order for this part of the country to be transformed, we have just built a rice mill. We have to encourage our farmers to grow more rice.
Ugunja MP Opio Wandai has asked the residents to make the area hospitable for investors. Wandai has assured the investor that their security and that of their property is guaranteed.
We need to create an enabling environment here for all sorts of investors to come in. And not just to create an environment for them to come in, but also, once they come in, to protect them so that they can do their businesses while knowing that they are secure, okay, and that they are safe. So that assurance still stands.
Cooperative Bank Director William Dumia promised the residents that the bank will provide vocational training to support them in starting and growing their businesses. Grisha Saganda, KUTV.
Now, the High Court today began hearing the case in which multinational food giant Del Monte is being sued by human rights groups and victims of human rights for abuses. The food processing company's security guards have been accused of orchestrating multiple killings of trespassers and violently attacking others on its vast pineapple plantation in Kiambu, Murang'a, and Machakos counties.
In a petition before Justice Florence Moshemi of Thika High Court, numerous petitioners citing that thieves have been beaten to death by Del Monte guards and dumped in the nearby river, while others claim to have suffered various injuries at the hands of guards in separate incidents over the past few years. They accused the company of failing to train its guards to act in lawful methods while conducting security enforcement operations, a situation that threatens the Bill of Rights. The numerous petitioners have cited Del Monte Kenya Limited, Fresh Del Monte Produce, Inspector General of the National Police Service, Director of Criminal Investigations, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Interior, as respondents in the matter. The petitioners, through their lawyers, are seeking compensation for the damages meted on the local community and now want the High Court to rule that the actions of the company are in violation of human rights, constitutional and environmental laws.
Wale wote wamepata matatizo kutoka huko kwa Del Monte, either kupigwa ama kunyimwa haki ya kupitia huko ama kunyanyaswa kwa njia yote, waruhusiwe waingie kwa hii kesi. Haki ya binadamu ni kitu ya muhimu sana, na hakuna gharama yoyote hatuwezi enda kuona haki ya kila Mkenya, kila mwananchi, mama, mtoto, mzee wamepata.
In the virtual hearing, Del Monte Kenya Limited and Fresh Del Monte Produce applied to have the petition dismissed over claims that the High Court has no jurisdiction to determine the matter as they are not based in Kenya and that the petition was incompetently filed before the court. Del Monte, in response to media inquiries, says it is fully cooperating with police over the recent allegations leveled against them. Theo Masharia for KUTV.
19 minutes past the top of the hour, we take a very fast break here on KUTV Primetime News. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
Mix sand, manure, and soil in the ratio of 3 to 1 to 1. 3 is soil, 1 is manure, and 1 is sand. Why? Manure is here to provide the nutrients. Soil is here to support as a growing media, and sand sasa ndio isupport kwa maneno ya aeration.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
They are powerful and influential. They make decisions in politics, education, finance, agriculture, health, sports, and all aspects of human life. But the impact of their decisions falls on you, the common citizen. KUTV Primetime News Thursday. We ask bold questions and pursue answers to the core to bring you closer to the story. We couldn't have it any other way. Join me, Auma Evans, as I raise matters of social concern to raise your voice from the background to the foreground. Every Thursday and Saturday at 9 p.m. only on KUTV.
Access to knowledge. Solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
From the hospital corridors, we bring you experts to discuss issues affecting your health, from diet to mental health. The familiar and the ignored are both put into perspective. We then dive into the environment and look at the effects of climate change and its solutions. Join me, Mutegi K. Martin, every Friday at 9 p.m. as we learn on how to better our health while taking care of our environment. Only on KUTV.
Nikujue, 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 nifahamu moyo wako niongoze na roho. Job, again, Job was his wrath kindled because he justified himself rather than God.
They are powerful and influential. They make decisions in politics, education, finance, agriculture, health, sports, and all aspects of human life. But the impact of their decisions falls on you, the common citizen. KUTV Primetime News Thursday. We ask bold questions and pursue answers to the core to bring you closer to the story. We couldn't have it any other way. Join me, Auma Evans, as I raise matters of social concern to raise your voice from the background to the foreground. Every Thursday and Saturday at 9 p.m. only on KUTV.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Access to knowledge. Solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
From the hospital corridors, we bring you experts to discuss issues affecting your health, from diet to mental health. The familiar and the ignored are both put into perspective. We then dive into the environment and look at the effects of climate change and its solutions. Join me, Mutegi K. Martin, every Friday at 9 p.m. as we learn on how to better our health while taking care of our environment. Only on KUTV.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable. Uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Kindness Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. All right, welcome back to this particular conversation, and this conversation is breaking protocol of our usual business. Now, it is a well-known fact that young people are at the forefront of global connectivity, with 67% of 12 to 17-year-olds, as my guests tell me, having access to the internet, which will be explained in this particular conversation. Now, this has increased digital presence, coming with serious risks, and cyberbullying affecting over a third of the young people globally. This also is according to UN data. Tonight, to break protocol of the usual health and environment, to bring you an equally necessary topic for discussion: child rights and combating online crime. Seated with me, ready for this conversation, is Malath Ochieng, Program Coordinator, Childline Kenya, and Dennis Ratemo, Country Program Manager, Tere de Homes, as he tells me, Netherlands. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this conversation.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you, Martin.
Maybe before we go very far, maybe we can begin with a lady. A bit more about your organization and what you do.
Okay, thank you so much, Martin. My name is Malath Ochieng. I work for Childline Kenya as a program coordinator, and Childline Kenya is a national NGO that applies ICT innovation to respond to child protection concerns. So the main mandate of us existing is to ensure that we create an enabling environment for children to voice their concerns and to also offer linkage to referral services, referral support services.
All right.
Yeah.
Dennis.
Thank you so much, Martin. I'm excited to be here to talk about this topic today. So my name is Dennis Ratemo. I work as a program manager for Tere de Homes Netherlands. We are an international non-government organization that seeks to stop exploitation for children. So really that is our main mandate, and how we do this is we're working towards a mission of ensuring that children are protected from sexual exploitation, from child labor, and sexual exploitation. When we talk about sexual exploitation, both offline and online, child labor and exploitation that happens in the humanitarian assistance. So we work with government, we work with local partners, we work with the private sectors to ensure that we are promoting safety for children, both in the offline and the online environment.
Amazing. Coming back to you, Malath, and a few days ago, we commemorated on the 6th of February, Safer Internet Day, and of course with a focus on children. How important is this particular day in advocating for the rights of children as far as online safety is concerned?
Okay, so the Safer Internet Day has become a landmark event in the online safety calendar, and currently it's being commemorated in 180 countries in the world globally. And the reason for the existence of this day is to remind people, or to remind individuals, could be policymakers, could be children, could be parents, could be programmers like us, that it's important to ensure that children are protected online. So this year's theme was Together for a Better Internet. So that was like more of a revolution or a movement that is calling upon people to come and amplify their voices, to call government to action so that they can participate in ensuring that the government and the telecom companies come up with innovative ideas to ensure that children are protected online. Yes.
Amazing. You talked about even coming up with ideas to help children, of course, be protected in that regard. I'm gonna jump to you, Bwana Ratemo, and we're gonna be speaking about the fund, because there's a fund for the Africa Online Safety Fund, that is the AOSF. Is this particular fund part of what is coming to build these technological structures to, combat this unsafety that is there in the online spaces?
Thank you, Martin, for the question. Like you rightly observed, is that it's a critical fund. This is an initiative of the Impact Amplifier that was launched in 2020 with support from google.org. These are the financials for this particular fund. It's a fund that was put together to support innovations that are geared towards addressing Africa online issues. So this particular fund then really seeks to support any innovation from any part of this continent, be it innovations or interventions by civil society organizations or private sector, or even individuals who've got really very innovative ideas on how to promote online safety for children, to apply for this fund, and then they are supported to implement the interventions. This in 2023, the fund was in its second cycle, where a total of 21 partners or organizations were received the fund. And as we seated here, both Terre des Hommes Netherlands and Chala in Kenya are recipients of the fund. And our commitment really is would want to also contribute towards strengthening the ecosystem within the country in terms of responding to online safety issues. So it's a critical fund, I must say that, and it's a fund that is open to anyone who's got innovative ideas on promoting online safety in Africa. Yes.
Thank you so much for that insight. I'm going to come back to you, Malath, and we've discussed issues to do with technology and laying down these structures. We've talked about funding. I'm going to be asking a question about the ground. A while back, let me just say a while back, a term came into the country called ground between different. And I hope that's not the case in this particular situation, because the question I want to ask is in regard with mobilization. How are you getting to the people in the grassroots? How are you handling the people on the ground to help you actually combat this problem? Because this is where these children, I believe, are located. What is the importance of this particular day in raising this particular awareness and bringing people together? And how does that actually happen? Could you kindly paint a picture of that?
Thank you, Martin. So what I would like to say is that the digital landscape is evolving, and so are the associated risks. So the more we are improving technology, the more we are going to have more and more challenges. So for us to combat this issue of online safety, we need to come up with because the abuse happens in an ecosystem kind of a thing. So it's also important for us to apply an ecosystem kind of an approach where we involve all the actors. In this context, teachers, parents, policy makers, the children themselves, because these people cannot work individually for this menace to go away. They have to work together so that they can all have we can all have their perspectives put together, and so that people can be able to figure out how best they can be able to intervene to ensure that online safety is paramount. Yes.
All right, thank you so much. I think I'm going to be coming back to you later, now that you've mentioned some of the stakeholders. Keen, I've been looking at the SID website, and keen to note some of the stakeholders are decision makers and politicians. I'm going to come back in a few minutes to ask you about the role they play and how you push them, because they have the power to influence the masses. But I'm going to go back to Ratemo, and let's talk a bit about the website, this site that is concerned with the African online safety, this platform, AOS.
Yes.
That's an interesting acronym.
Yes.
If anyone understands technological space. Would you kindly tell us what we are looking at as we anticipate to walk into AOS?
All right. Thank you so much. And I must say that this is one of the latest innovations that are happening in our continent. So on 6th, during the Safe Internet Day, actors or stakeholders congregated in South Africa, where we launched the Africa Online Safety Platform. This is like a one-stop kind of platform that is continental, which will provide very good opportunities to the to this space of online safety conversations. The platform has got critical components that are relevant to all those actors that Malath talked about, who are in this space seeking to prevent online abuse or exploitation. Critical components, one of the critical components is the research component within the platform. And really this provides a repository of research that has been done within the continent, including the very latest research. So that has been aggregated and it's available on the website. And the most important thing is that when you go to this website and go to the research tab, you can actually try to find any research studies that have been done by theme, by country, by the form of abuse, so that you're able to know exactly what are the issues across the different countries in Africa. So the research component will be very critical, more so to inform programming, to inform policy. So the policy makers, as in for any reference materials that are needed to inform any policies or decisions, really that is the platform to go to. For the programmers, as we design programs, we really rely on evidence to design evidence-based programs. Again, that's a critical platform for us to go to. It has got another component on education, resources or materials. And now this is even more important. I'm glad that we're here at KU talking about this conversation today. And the comrades could be critical beneficiaries of this platform, because the platform then has got has curated very educative materials, again from across the continent. So therefore the African market. These are tested and proven materials that can be used by educators, can be used by caregivers, by teachers, and by everyone. So again, that's a critical component for the research. The third one is on funding, which is really the Africa Online Safety Fund. Like I said, it also provides guidance on how to access that particular fund, when to access it, and what's the scope and what is it targeting. The last critical component will be there's a tab on getting help. And this one is that much as we're doing all this to prevent online abuse to happen, actually we know that children are being abused, and even adults are being abused online. So the tech facilitated abuse and exploitation is happening. So that resource then provides guidance to anyone to know how to seek support when someone has been violated or abused online. So it provides very detailed guidance on how to report on any of the social media platforms, who to report to within a country, and how to report. So it's a very critical platform that would want to recommend to anyone whose their dream is to really promote online safety. Yes.
All right. So how does this? I'm very interested with the very last tenet of this particular site, where we get help, because for me that's one of the most crucial things. Yes. After you get the information, how you can get help.
Yes.
How does this help come? Is it a call? Do you actually have people on the ground? How do people reach to you?
So the help that is provided there, so let's take, because again it's a help in whichever country where you are in, but we'll take the example of Kenya. This is where we are. So in that particular platform, first it has enlisted critical players who provide the different kinds of support, from reporting to prosecution to investigation, all those. So it provides options on how and where to do the reporting. The other option that is provided is that take an example of this abuse has happened on Instagram. So one, it has taken out the code of conduct for Instagram as a social media platform, and provided the step-by-step guidance on what exactly do you need to do when an abuse has happened on Instagram, on Snapchat, on Facebook, and how do you report. One of the things that I know most people out there do not know is that you can do on-platform reporting. So that if you find that there is a post that is online and it's abusive, or someone is insulting or bullying you online, besides that particular post, there is the 3 vertical dots. You click on that, it gives you the options to actually report. So that is the on application reporting. Once that is reported, of course, there are people who will take responsibility to respond to that. It has not worked perfectly well because at times the response takes a bit of time. And of course, that's why we're in this space to also advocate that the private sector and the platform owners then take responsibility to respond to these cases when they're reported pretty fast. It provides, it also gives guidance on how to report to the national helpline, which is the 116. That one, when you call, it's a toll-free line. There is someone on the other side who receives and provides guidance on what needs to be done. If the case needs to be referred to the police for prosecution, that is done. If the child needs some psychosocial support, then they can receive the services through telecounseling. It also provides another option of reporting directly to the DCI. There is the feature called DCI number, the 0800 722 703. So it gives someone really the guidance on how to report and where to report to receive the help. Yes.
Sorry to ambush you, Mala. I'm feeling we are swimming deep. We need to go back afloat for some oxygen. Something just hit me as Dennis was speaking. Just like many other forms of abuse, many people don't even know that they're being abused in the first place. And people are quite familiar at this time and age with verbal abuse, with physical abuse, with sexual abuse. But online abuse, I tend to think otherwise. Would you take us to school for a minute? And I'm sure Dennis can step in if need be.
Yeah.
For us to understand what really is online abuse and what is not online abuse.
Thank you, Martin. So online abuse are all forms of abuse that are propagated by use of ICT or internet. So whenever you experience anything that makes you uncomfortable on internet, that's a form of abuse, and it manifests in different forms. We have, for instance, the most popular ones that people normally encounter on the online space: identity theft. Like you just realize somebody created an account with your profile, and then again we have phishing, where somebody just creates a profile with an intention of luring you into doing something, probably with a profile photo that is not theirs, but they create an impression that they're the person, yet there's somebody on the background who's perpetrating that. Then we have the popular one, especially among children, and even it's so much on adults nowadays, that's cyberbullying. And then we have one that's currently trending, that's called online child sexual abuse and exploitation and abuse. So this is where we have perpetrators luring children into sexual abuse in the online space. So first, these people normally tend to build a trust relationship with these children. We normally call it online grooming. Then after creating a rapport with this child, they become friends over time. Then they begin suggesting requests. Like for instance, they want explicit photos of this child. And because this child has reached a level whereby they trust this person, they begin sharing information that maybe they will not want to be out there. So as a result, these perpetrators use this information again to blackmail them to get other things that they want from them. So if we do not watch that, sometimes it might lead to mental health problems. So like you've earlier said, that people believe that an abuse has to happen if there's physical contact, but that's not the case in this context. Abuse can even happen without having that physical interaction with the perpetrator. And then again, we have nowadays issues with the sharing of child sexual abuse materials. There are people who are just on the internet just to get materials that are related to children, that are having explicit content, like for instance, nude photos. So they use that to do their own business. That's like a form of an income generating activity for them. But it is wrong because children are not supposed to be involved in such businesses. Then we have instances where somebody just makes a live stream, then initiates activities like, for instance, sexual activities with children. And while the live stream is going on, there are people on the other end watching. So we're normally told that internet never forgets. So whenever those content go online, people will download them, people will forward them to other individuals, and that thing will become viral. So in the end, we also end up affecting this child's self-esteem, because whatever she does not want or he does not want to be out there is already out there. Yeah, so it's also a mental health issue, and that means we need to really find ways of intervening when such events occur. So in this context, at Childline Kenya, we normally have we offer counseling services through the National Child Helpline Services. So in the event a child is affected through her interaction in the online space, it's important that this child gets help. So Dennis mentioned some of the avenues of reporting, and one of them was the 116. So when you call the National Child Helpline Service, there are agents who pick these calls, and these agents are counselors by profession. So they are in a position to offer psychological first aid. They can offer guidance on how to handle such cases, and they can also link you to other services that they might not be able to provide at that particular moment. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for those insights. I feel like now we are breathing, and we're ready to, we have 2 minutes to go. You can imagine, time has really flown. But I want us, before we leave the studio, I want us, Dennis, to address the issue of the longevity of this particular platform. And I'm sure the fund, the Africa Online Safety Fund, has been launched to help this platform to solve many problems and to be of help for many people. How exactly is that supposed to happen? What is the longevity of this particular program or platform, and what are the measures that you have put to ensure that it goes a long way into solving the problems of people?
Thank you again for the good question. The good thing about this that it's an online platform. It is active. It was launched. It's active. It's live. And definitely we wouldn't say that it has everything that was envisioned at the point of development. It will be enriched as time goes by. And I know one of the things that the guys behind the platform, one of the things that they're working on currently is to integrate AI into the platform to make it even more effective. Such that when you go into the platform, it makes it easier to navigate, it makes it easier for you to get the resources that you need. But then, of course, in terms of it being a platform that would be there and even outlive the timelines of the program, I would say that this is a platform that is there. It will provide the opportunities really beyond what people would imagine would be a short term, and that there are intentions of putting together like a digital community of practice that will then check on the usability of the platform, that will check on the experiences and the feedback of using the platform, that will check on are there other needs by the different people, be it policymakers, practitioners, children, educators, that are not in the platform for it to be enriched. So it's a living platform, I would say.
Amazing. We have 30 seconds, and I have to ask you this one question. There are different stakeholders that have been highlighted by the Safer Internet Day. I want you to speak to 2 of these stakeholders, which I think are very important, and the decision makers, and they're mixed up. They're the politicians. So decision makers in terms of the political sphere, and the children themselves. What do they need to do to ensure their own safety?
Thank you, Martin. So I will speak strongly for children, because they're the ones who normally experience these challenges real time. It's important to always to speak up, yeah, because their voices count. So whenever they speak up, we get their challenges spot on, and we are able to address them at that particular moment. So they shouldn't shy away whenever they get an opportunity to speak up. Then again, it's also important that they take the schools take digital literacy a serious thing, because if these children are having knowledge and skills to maneuver the online space, they're able to behave responsibly in the internet, and they're also able to critically think whenever they encounter such challenges in the online space. And for the decision makers, it's important that they listen to these children again so that they can be able to have informed programs that will help in the alleviation of the problems that come with interacting in the online space.
Amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Malath Ochieng and Dennis Ratemba, for joining us tonight. Unfortunately, time is out. You're welcome to come back. We need to have this conversation on and on and on. So thank you so much for giving your time to us this night.
Thank you for hosting us,
Thank you, Martin.
All right. And so you're here and you've heard everything that you need to hear. So speak up. And it just hit me that we have not actually diverted from our usual health and environmental day, because we are talking about the mental health of children. So we're still speaking about health. So we've come to the end of that conversation. For now, keep tweeting on X at KUTV_Kenya. Now we move on, and in honor of the now retired Professor George Ireri Mbabu, Kenyatta University, through the Department of Swahili and African Languages, has launched a book titled Ukuzaji na Maendeleo ya Kiswahili. The book, which includes several articles from various authors in East Africa, celebrates Mbabu for his efforts in establishing the Swahili department at Kenyatta University, among other achievements.
The Department of Swahili and African Languages at Kenyatta University today launched a book in honor of the retired Professor George Ireri Mbabu. Mbabu is praised for his efforts in founding the Swahili department at Kenyatta University and for authoring several commendable books, with his most recent title being Masomoni, California.
Kitabu kikizinuliwa tunapiga makofi.
The book, titled Ukuzaji na Maendeleo ya Kiswahili, includes several articles from Swahili scholars from Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. In his speech, Professor Ireri Mbabu recounted his professional journey as a lecturer, reminiscing about all the various positions he has previously held. He previously recalled how he secured most of his jobs and promotions.
Nikachaguliwa bila kupingwa. Kwa sababu nilikuwa nimewaambia kama kuna mwingine yote ambaye atasimama, huyo ndiye dini wenu. Wakanichagua bila kupingwa. Na nilipomaliza muhula wa kwanza, wakasema bado utaendelea.
The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Professor Washeke Wanjohi, also graced the occasion on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Paul Wainaina.
Nachukua nafasi hii kumpongeza Profesa Mbabu na kumtakia kila laheri katika awamu nyingine za maisha yake. Naamini kwamba kazi yake itaendelea kuwahamasisha wasomi wengi na vizazi vya baadaye kote ulimwenguni.
The DVC commended the culture of honoring successful lecturers, noting that it will be beneficial for other departments to adopt similar practices.
Sometimes I feel very sad when our professors have retired or exited, and it's like they kind of get forgotten. And I think this is a good example that can be emulated so that we change that.
Richard Wafula, the Executive Dean School of Law, Arts and Social Sciences, praised Professor Mbabu for his contribution in Swahili as he encouraged a culture of writing books to recognize expertise. Similar sentiments were aired by Professor Peter Givinji, the chairperson of the Swahili department, who urged more professors to publish books in honor of scholars who have contributed in enhancing various fields.
Hafla ya kuzindua hiki kitabu ni stailifu, ni jambo linalostahili kufanywa, ni jambo zuri na linatakiwa kuwa chanzo cha tarehe mpya.
Tukitambua na kusherekea mchango wa Profesa Mbabu, ningependa kutoa mwito kwa wanataaluma kuchapisha vitabu kwa heshima ya wasomi ambao wamechangia sana katika taaluma zao ili kukuza na kuendeleza usomi.
The event was graced by various professors and experts in Swahili, along with several students from the Swahili Students Association at Kenyatta University. Von Kiomuma, KUTV.
It's very good to hear our very own Professor Washeke Wanjohi speaking very fluent Swahili. Now we move on to sports news, where Principal Secretary of State Department for Sports, Peter Tum, says that the Ministry of Sports will continue to invest in the magical Kenya Open due to their value in building the capacity of Kenyan sportsmen and women. Take a look.
And is coming in big to ensure that this tournament continues to be funded every year, year in, year out. And then thirdly, when you look at the ladies that are already been fielded for this tournament, the 5 Kenyans that are here and who are doing quite well. And I'm told one of them, I think Charlene, someone, the youngest of all, is actually doing very well in terms of the scores. And she might end up being fielded now for the finals. And what does that mean to Kenya? It means that the Ministry of Sports has taken, into consideration the aspect of nurturing talent, the aspect of identifying, and therefore being presented to this international level for purposes of monetizing that talent. So as the ministry, we've set the base.
It is already 10 p.m. Time for us to wrap up and close this conversation just for tonight. Because tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Ms. Zizi Weekendi will be with you. And at 9 p.m. you will have Weekend Live, courtesy of our newsroom headed by our very own Laban Shaban, who works tirelessly to make sure that you get to be informed on what's happening here in the country and beyond your borders. Evans Othiambo is our sign language interpreter tonight. He signs out as well, together with me, Mutegi K. Martin. Until next time, bye-bye.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Mix sand, manure, and soil in the ratio of 3 to 1 to 1. 3 is soil, 1 is manure, and 1 is sand. Why? Manure is here to provide the nutrients. Soil is here to support as a growing media, and sand sasa ndio support kwa maneno ya aeration.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable. Uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Can Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
This program is rated PG. Content carried in here may be